Well, I had the pleasure of meeting our next guests when they were honored as the Humane Heroes for the Humane Society of West Michigan in 2025 for their incredible commitment to animals, fostering, and volunteering.
Yeah, and they took that love even further when they opened the Dogwood Canine Lodge. It serves all well-loved dogs, but even those who need some extra care, like fosters, shelter pups with beautiful accommodations, top-notch care. We've got Angie and Joel, the husband and wife team behind it all. And who would you welcome to the mix?
Thank you. So nice to be here.
I didn't catch the name.
This is Simba.
That's right, Simba. And Simba as well. Well, welcome. I'd love to hear the origin story.
Yeah, it started a couple of years ago. We lived at a previous property and we started volunteering at the Humane Society, and really quickly it became apparent that fostering dogs is really important for a number of reasons. It can be medical, behavioral, there just were all these different reasons that getting the dog out of that kind of really high stress, high impact environment mattered. So we built a small, just single kennel at our old house and just kind of fell in love with the process. We had some medical cases. We had a mom and a couple of babies and a couple of kind of problematic behavioral cases that just needed to be seen in a different setting. And then we had an opportunity to move, and we bought 35 acres, and then it kind of turned into, all right, what can we expand this into? And that's where we built 4 standalone, kind of freestanding, they're 10 by 10 cabins. They've got a fenced-in 20 by 20 yard, and it just kind of gives us an opportunity to both foster dogs, which is what Simba is, and provide just a different alternative to maybe a normal kennel setting that isn't right for every dog.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's beautiful.
Thank
you. The facility is amazing. And Angie, talk a little bit about your dedication to the Humane Society of West Michigan and how you're able to now, you're still there volunteering, but now you are able to take it to another level and what this has done for you guys.
Yeah, so we've been really happy to be working with them, and Simba was one of my loves there after volunteering and working in the kennels, and so we were really happy to get him out of there and sorry.
Just kind of the change that you see in the dogs if you bring them to your property versus seeing them in the kennel. You were talking
Sure.
a little bit about that because that's a very high stress environment for a lot of animals.
Yeah. Simba had a really hard time at the shelter, and he was quite a handful there. But then when you would get him outside, you'd be able to see how good he would do outside. He would just relax and he would sniff, but inside the kennels, he was really difficult to handle. But then when we got him to our place, we were even surprised even further how well he did. And this is him. I think anybody who sees Simba is going to be really surprised to see him like this. This is what he is at our house. He's just relaxed and he's happy. And he's just happy every day to be hanging out there. And we've seen that a lot with some of the dogs that we've been able to board too, that we were kind of expecting them to be a little bit more high energy, be a little bit more stressed, because that's what we were used to in the shelter environment. But a lot of the dogs that come and stay with us are pretty peaceful. We've got cameras in the house that we'll check on them, and they're really doing well there.
That's awesome.
And we're getting such amazing pictures.
Right?
I mean, this is what you were talking about. These are these cottages.
Summer.
Yeah.
I think we're just
It looks a little different, apparently.
I bet it does look a little different. What is that one lodge there going to house?
It can hold up to 4 dogs. Technically, most people don't have. We have 4 dogs, but not everybody has 4 dogs.
Is that crazy?
The intent is that if it's a family of dogs, that they can remain together, because that's kind of another piece of maybe a traditional kennel setting that can be difficult to find a space where both dogs do really well. So it ideally be for a family of dogs can be in the cabin all at the same time.
Sure. And then let's talk about kind of the program that you're doing with these shelters.
Yeah.
Giving them a deal for different kinds of cases that maybe the dogs that need a special place to be, right?
Yeah, a big piece of this for us, if we could, we would just foster every dog, but that doesn't really solve the problem. And so it's like, okay, how can we be kind of a bridge between the two things, where we really love fostering, we love kind of helping a dog transition out of the shelter. Going directly from that shelter setting to someone's home can be such a leap of just environment. And sometimes that's where stuff just looks a little bit more stressful, more difficult. It's like, oh, this is the different dog than I met at the shelter, and it's suddenly really energetic or really different in some way. And so we like to give a space where a dog can come into and decompress and just kind of be in that home setting before they are in an actual home. So the intent, we have a Roots and Wings initiative, is what we refer to it as, where it's to give a dog a chance to either just get a break, or as they transition out of the shelter, or if there's a medical or behavioral reason that they just need to be seen in a different environment that's a little bit more hands-on, a little more structured, to give them some space to decompress. So 3 of the 4 cabins we rent out as standard kenneling cabins, but then the 4th one we have sort of dog-eared, no pun intended, to be able to provide 2 shelters, just super low rate as possible. It's about $20 a day is the actual overhead that it takes. Thankfully, we have a great network of family friends that have really come alongside us and supported us. So Simba's been with us for like 2 months now, and that's been at no cost to the shelter at all.
Through donations.
Through donations, and yeah.
I don't know what kind of sorcerer you got working there, but Simba.
I know, right?
He's a pretty good dog. That's the thing. It's like
good.
it's hard to, I would love to take some credit, but he's just a dog that as soon as we got him in there, in the kennel, to be honest, very different dog. Really high energy, really stressed out, because like that's not the setting that many dogs like to be in. And we got him home, and he was like, "Hey, this is pretty nice. I could use a nap, man."
Yeah, he's got a little notch out of his ear. I mean,
Right.
he's seen some
seen
stuff.
some things. He's been
things.
through some stuff,
Right.
but he's such a good dog. It's been.
He's like a nice little ambassador for us.
It
He's
really
in one
is.
of our park kennels, and so people will come up to see it, and you don't even know he's there. He doesn't bark, and so you'll just see he's just sitting there all cute.
Yeah,
Like when
we've
people
had-
walk by, he's like our greeter dog.
He
We've
really
had him for
is.
so
Yeah.
long now.
Yeah, we've had him again for like 2 months, and I think I've heard him bark one time, and it was while it was snow blowing. We've had other dogs there that have been owned dogs, somebody's family dog, and they get there and it's just different. It's a different kind of setting. It's almost more quiet than they might experience at home, so they'll bark a little bit, and he just kind of stands in the yard and looks at them like, "Oh, well, you'll be okay too." And it's like,
We tell
just a
people to
good dog.
foster from the Humane Society all the time. Look what it can turn into.
I know.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much
Catch the
so.
bug, right?
This
Yes.
truly was
Yes.
the trajectory of our future that
Yeah.
we didn't know it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's
Oh my
been a pretty amazing path we've had in the last few years.
It really has been.
Wow. Thank you for all you do
thank you.
for all of these animals and for our community, because now people who are going somewhere need some place to take their dog. Here it is, right here. They
It's
get
gorgeous.
awesome care. You guys take them out for big, long hikes. You'll do the meds, you'll do all the things. So make sure you check out the Dogwood Canine Lodge. Help support this mission. And take care of your dog when you're gone. The dogwoodcaninelodge.com. The website's beautiful. You guys, thank you so much for all you do. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you so much. Thanks for having us.